Right, hello guys, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing Infinity Ward's most recent playlist update, and it's not going to be positive, okay? Because this is something that has annoyed me throughout the lifespan of this game, is the decisions they make when it comes to changing and rotating playlists. Now, what you're seeing in the background, you'll probably already notice that, yeah, this is Ground War, as I normally play, but you'll probably notice there's no HUD, there's no minimap, and why is that? That's because this week, they've decided on Realism Ground War. And if you don't know what Realism Ground War is essentially like hardcore, except you get normal health, besides the one fact which is one headshot, yes, one headshot, one bullet to the head, and that's it. You're dead. That's it. Over. One bullet to the head. And you get no minimap unless you call in a UAV or a counter UAV. I don't know if a counter UAV does anything. Doesn't really do anything unless they have a UAV. But yeah, you get the UAV, the VSAT, or whatever they call it in this game, but everyone knows it as a VSAT. Yeah, there's the only two ways. Oh, and the personal radar, which nobody uses if you have any idea what a good kill streak is. But anyway, Realism Ground War is, in my opinion, and I'm sure some of you might share the same thing, and some of you might enjoy Realism Ground War, but I'm going to be honest, Realism Ground War is awful. It is actually horrendous how bad Realism Ground War is. The only benefit to Realism Ground War right now is good players don't like playing Realism Ground War, and you'll probably see in this gameplay, even though I'm dying a few times here and there, eventually it picks up. I do actually go 18-12 in this game, which isn't incredible, but it's still a good scoreline, and I wanted to showcase my point before anyone said it, because I am going to be ranting about this game mode taking out Ground War. Like, I wouldn't have a problem with Realism Ground War being in the playlist, or being there as an option, if Ground War wasn't removed. But the fact that Ground War is removed for the sake of this version of Ground War is just blatantly stupid, in my opinion. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And you can already notice from the gameplay, and I'm sure if you guys go and play Realism Ground War right now, you'll see that a lot of good players are not playing this playlist because it's not good. It doesn't make sense. You know, this is as easy of a chance for bad players to get kills on you because of the fact of like one shot headshots and not being able to have the minimap, the radar, all these things. It's just silly, and most of the time you'll come across people sitting in corners trying to sound whore you, etc. And it's just not good. It's not a great way to play the game. It just caters to the already camping playstyle of this game. The only version of Ground War that, in my opinion, is acceptable, that is actually the best version of Ground War that should have been rotated, and to be honest, should just be the staple of Ground War anyway, is, I can't remember what it's called, I think it's called Boots on the Ground or something, but it's Ground War without tanks. Yes, there's no helicopters, which I do wish the helicopters were still there. I think they add a bit of element to the gameplay. But with the tanks removed, and with just normal, straight up, Ground War, it's great. It's perfect. It's absolutely everything that Ground War should be. Yes, there'll be people in camp and that, but you get your mini-map, you get your HUD, you get all that nice stuff, because this is where I can't understand Realism Ground War. It's hard to tell sometimes. Well, first of all, you don't know when you get your ammunitions box or your dead silence. Like, you have no idea. Throughout many times in this game, and you won't be able to see it, but I am spamming LB and RB at certain points because I don't know if I have my ammunitions box ready or dead silence. And there's even a moment where I have an M4, because I do switch to the M4 in this game, where I run out of bullets, but I'm waiting for my ammunitions box, but I don't know how long it is until I can get it. And I have no idea how many bullets are in my clip. I have no idea if I need to reload, so I just spam X every time. And I know a little bit when I have kill streaks, because you can bring up the little circle, and eventually I do that, because I do get a gunship and a VTOL, or whatever it's called, I don't know, chopper gunner. But yeah, I get a chopper gunner and a gunship. But without that wheel, I wouldn't know. As you can see, I do bring it up eventually, but you wouldn't know when you do or don't have it, and this is the other thing, and people will just come up behind you quite easily, because sometimes you hear footsteps, sometimes you don't hear footsteps. That's just the way it goes in this game. But yeah, Realism Ground War being added to rotation just brings up one of the problems with this game, which is them rotating playlists. And for some reason, they did it before, where they actually added Realism Ground War and Ground War together, which is fine. All the people who want to play Realism Ground War for whatever reason can go and play Realism Ground War. But I am not one of those players. I should not be forced and dictated as to whether or not I can play Ground War or not for this week. Because again, I personally went and got this gameplay in Realism Ground War just to showcase to the people who might sit there and say, oh, you suck, you can't play Realism Ground War, you don't know how, you just don't like not having the minimap. I wanted to showcase that I can play Realism Ground War, but I don't like it. It's just not good. It does not play well at all. It's weird not having hit markers, not knowing where people are, where your teammates are, you're not knowing where you're spawning, essentially. Just it doesn't help, okay? I just don't think Realism Ground War has a place in this game at all. But some people may like that. But that, you know, that is what it is. But I just find it to be awful. It doesn't make sense to me. But I wanted to like discuss this as an overall problem with Infinity War when it comes to rotating playlists, which is they just seem to always make the wrong decisions. Like, for instance, I'm not one of those people who begs for Shipment to come back or Shoot House to come back every week. But I've seen so many times, because I don't play these 6v6 maps, I don't play TDM in that because of the terrible skill-based matchmaking, and just the overall playstyle of TDM in that is not good whatsoever. But I'm not one of those people who like begs for Shoot House every week, begs for Shipment every week. Basically, all the maps aren't that, you know, all the 6v6 maps are not good in this game, so people want to play Shoot House, want to play Shipment, because all the other maps are not good. So what do? Every week they seem to make up a new playlist that isn't Shoot House or isn't Shipment, isn't the stuff that people want as a community. The community, you know, is there. It's the people who play your game. So you should listen to them and see what they want from your game. And if the whole community is asking for Shoot House or Shipment, again, this isn't something that I have a personal problem with, but I do see the complaint if you are someone who plays 6v6. Why would you remove that? Why would you remove a Shoot House only playlist or a Shipment only playlist? And I know that people will say, oh, well, that takes away from playing, like, Piccadilly and stuff. I'm going to be honest with you guys, nobody wants to play Piccadilly, okay? Nobody likes Piccadilly. And if you like Piccadilly, I'm sorry, but there's something wrong with you. There's just, I can't help you, okay? Piccadilly is not a good map. Nobody wants to play Piccadilly. If people want to play Shoot House, so be it. If people want to play Shipment, so be it. Even if them two are put in the same playlist, I guess that's okay. Some people have the complaint that one shows up more than the other. That is what it is. But right now, I believe both of those maps are gone. You can only get them if you're lucky enough to get them. But currently, I believe, I'm trying to see, let's have a look. What have we got? It's Cheshire Park and Shoot House. So you do actually have Shoot House, but it's got Cheshire Park as well, which I've heard some people do like, some people don't like. It's like 50-50. But there's also TDM and Kill Confirmed Remix, which doesn't make sense to me. What's this? Points for kills and increased score for tag pickup. Does anyone really care about that? That's basically like having double XP when you're playing Kill Confirmed. That's what it sounds like to me anyway. And if you wanted to have TDM and Kill Confirmed Remix, all you had to do was go over to the filter playlist and literally pick TDM and Kill Confirmed. So that's already like something I don't understand. Other things like Gunfight Blueprints. Yeah, okay, so there's a community for Gunfight. I have seen people play Gunfight. There's a little bit of a community out there for it. But overall, it's not that incredible. I'm not sure what the big appeal is to it. But again, it might be just something I don't enjoy. But I don't see overall too many complaints from the Gunfight community. So that's probably alright. Party modes. They actually have party modes. I'm guessing that's like different modes. What have they got in this? Gun Game Reloaded, One in the Chamber, and All or Nothing. So fair enough, that's a good playlist to have. That is a playlist that I'm sure people have been asking for quite a lot of times, because it's a staple. You know, it's something that, in my opinion, should always be on a card, especially since like the days of Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. You had the party games playlist. You know, you play your gun game, you play your One in the Chamber, your All or Nothing. Those are good modes. Whether or not they play well in this game is another question, but yeah. But my overall gripe with the game is they make such terrible decisions at rotating playlists. Again, they're going to be people who are complaining because there's no Shipment, okay? So why should Shipment be removed as place? If people play that playlist and you want people to play your game, in my opinion, especially if I was the head of this company, and you wanted people to play your game, and let's say they don't play Warzone, why would you not give them what they want and allow them to play Shipment? I just don't understand that. But overall, my video is going to come across as me just hating Realism Ground War, which is fair enough, because I do. And some of you will probably argue in the comment section that you do like Realism Ground War, which is, again, is perfectly reasonable for you to like Realism Ground War. But I have so many gripes with this game mode that I don't want to play it. And that's my biggest problem is, I should not be forced to play Realism Ground War because they removed the game mode that I play, which is normal Ground War. I would be perfectly fine with them. Like I said before, the best version of Ground War is Boots on the Ground, whatever they call it. I think it's called Boots on the Ground War, I don't know. But it's the one without the tanks. It's the perfect version of Ground War because it doesn't have anything incredibly stupid. Besides obviously the in-game mechanics, like using certain guns and certain ways of playing the maps and stuff. But overall, no tanks to give freebie, because again, that's a kill streak, okay? Let's be honest, the tanks are literally a kill streak that sits there on the map, respawns, and then the bad players can get in it and then kill people with. It's just a free kill streak. Again, it's actually a kill streak in the game, like an ATV or something. I think it's like a 7 or 8 kill streak. But yeah, it's an actual kill streak that's just given to people for free for spawning in, which just isn't right. That's not how it should be. You know, people had the same complaint in like for games like Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 having specialists, which give you essentially free like kill streak weapons. Well, giving a tank from spawn is basically like a specialist. Like, it's giving you a free kill streak if you just want to hop in it. You know, if you want to get in it and just kill people, it's there for you. You just get in it, or if you don't want to, you know, and say it blows up or something and there isn't one, people camp for those tanks. And it's actually in Realism Grand War as well. There are tanks in Realism Grand War. As if Realism Grand War wasn't bad enough, it has tanks as well. Also, one thing I noticed as well, and I don't know if you guys noticed this, but the mini-map in Realism Grand War is bigger than just the regular mini-map. I don't know if that's just me, like, picking holes, or I'm being delusional here, but do you guys think the mini-map in Realism Grand War is actually bigger than the normal mini-map? Maybe that's because of the fact that you call in a UAV and they've decided that if you call in a UAV or a VSAT, that you should get more information from it, like the map should be bigger for you. But the size of the minimap for Realism Ground War is the perfect size of what the minimap should have been from the start of the game. Now, I'm not going to rant about the minimap and everything in this game, because it's just something that's just not going to change anytime soon. You know, the way this game is now, the way the core mechanics work, are never going to change. The game is what it is now. But the one thing they can do is definitely make sure they do a better job updating playlists and rotating playlists. Why should I lose the ability to play regular Ground War to play Realism Ground War, you know? Because it affects me massively in many ways. Because, guys, I'm not going to sit there and play solo Warzone, okay? It's not enjoyable. Solo Warzone is a very bad experience. And it's very rare that I get to play with my squad to play Warzone. So when I go to play regular multiplayer, I like to play Ground War. You know, that's the only thing I like to play. Sometimes I like to play Search here and there, but again, I'm not sure you guys are interested in Search and Destroy gameplays. If you are interested in Search and Destroy gameplays, then feel free to let me know. I might give it a shot, I might make some Search and Destroy classes, but there's plenty of people out there who do. But you never know, I could give it a shot and showcase some of my S&D specialists, I guess. But yeah, so my overall complaint is Infinity Ward need to do better with rotating playlists and allowing players to decide what they want to play. Because overall, they're taking away things that some people may want to play. You know, for instance, like Shipment, like Shoot House. You know, why should they lose the ability to play that specific map every week or so? And in my case, why should I lose the ability to play regular Ground War for Realism Ground War that, you know, I'm going to say that most people don't enjoy Realism Ground War. Again, but based off of the people playing this playlist, and you can see, like, the players I'm coming up against, they're very low level. They're very, how to put it, new players. They're players who just aren't, I'd say, let's just put it out there, they're not good at the game, okay? There are players who are playing Realism Ground War who are not good at the game. And that's because the good players don't enjoy this type of players. Maybe that's why this playlist was added, so that the good players wouldn't destroy the bad players, in a sense. But as you can see, even if one good player gets in there, like myself, and another teammate in here who I believe drops like 70 as well, it's pretty easy for a good player to actually dominate this playlist, because it is very easy to those who think that Realism Ground War is a good escape, etc. But yeah, that's my rant. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of the playlist update and whether or not Infinity Ward has removed a game type or a game map that you want to play. Like, has it been annoying to you? Has it frustrated you throughout the year that they've just been rotating playlists and always seem to get the wrong decision, it seems? But yeah, I'll leave you the rest of the gameplay. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of the rotation of the playlist and whether or not you think they should be doing better. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe with notifications on. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.